Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Adobe Live. Thank you all so much for sticking around for episode 2 of our Goblin Design Off. Thank you for that wonderful stream, Kyle Webster. That was awesome. Always a pleasure to watch you work. Welcome in all the familiar faces I see in chat. Chad is here, and RB, Sam Peterson, the one and only Sam Peterson. Well, maybe not the one and only, but the one and only I know. So that's the one and only to me. Anna Daviscourt is here and she wants to rock. I'm into it. Cassidy, Steve, welcome in everybody. My name is VooDoo Val, and I am going to be your host and artist today for the Goblin Design Off, and I'm joined by my friend Wade. Wade, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing pretty good. I'm feeling pretty magical today. I'm feeling like I'm anxious to get into some goblin art. I'm super pumped about it. Yesterday we had a really wonderful time designing little goblin characters for you folks. But as with every design off, we totally encourage you folks to join in with us. We did get some art submissions between yesterday and today, which is super awesome. So towards the end of the stream, I'm going to show off some of the work that the community did designing their own goblins. And if you did not know about participating with us, if you'd like to illustrate or do some graphic art for, even do UI UX work for something related to goblins, you can do hand lettering related to goblins, whatever it is that you want to do that's goblin-esque. Feel free to post your work to us on Instagram or Twitter using the hashtag Adobe Live Design Off. It's pretty fun. What I'd like to do real quick, though, before we jump into kind of the work that we did yesterday, is give you, Wade, an opportunity to kind of introduce yourself, just in case there are folks in the stream who might not have been here yesterday or unfamiliar with you. So what's up with you, man? What do you do? What are you about?
My name's Wade Acuff, and I'm an artist, animator, and illustrator. Really, if you want to just check out my work, you can go to my Instagram page or my website. And I think Sam might be able to have those links in the chat.
Awesome.
Right now I'm really excited to get back on this goblin and maybe add some color today.
Yeah, same. I'm getting into
right into
some. I'm sure like a theme will probably be green. I feel like I feel some green coming on. So I'm super pumped. So let me pop over here to our little dual stream. We can give like a little showcase of the goblins we worked on yesterday. I've got this little goblin dude in his loincloth with his big ears and his little frog thing. He's ready to pounce on some frogs. That's the deal here. And you, I believe, did like a cool necromancer type goblin. Am I wrong?
I can't remember who said it in chat yesterday, but someone threw out necromancer, and I was like, I got to do that.
Yeah, so this is what we got, folks. We're gonna dive in again to start working on this. But if you use this hashtag, which I have written up at the top of my page here, hashtag Adobe Live Design Off, you guys can submit your art. And like I said at the end of the stream, Wade and I are gonna take a look at all of that and give you guys a shout out, give you guys a little spotlight on the stream, show off your work, and say thank you for watching and participating. Without further ado, let's jump into it. I think I'm gonna detail his little clothes again. I'm gonna put like a little dash of highlight on this belly button I got going on here. And then I'm gonna get into coloring.
Yeah, full disclosure. So after the stream yesterday, I kind of always, I don't know if you do this, but after a session, I kind of sit back and kind of evaluate everything to think about where I want to go on the next session.
Mm-hmm.
I've given color some thought already.
Ooh.
Not too, I didn't go too far into it, but just full disclosure, I've got at least sort of a plan.
Nice.
I think I'm going to bring it was supposed to be like a mountain, whatever. For this guy, mountainous necromancer, I don't know. So I think the gonna play off of some like blue sky and red clay for the
That sounds
coloring.
good. That sounds great. When I was thinking of biomes, my mind instantly jumped to like Magic the Gathering
Yes,
lands, so like swamp, mountain, plains, forest, island, you know?
right.
And so when I thought, I was like, oh, swamp. That's always my jam when I play Magic. Is I always like to do swamp, forest, and sometimes either swamp forest island or swamp forest plains. That's usually what I play.
Right.
So because there's so much room for like creepy stuff, but also things that I can use to heal myself with those. So when I realized I could do that swamp would totally work, I could get away with doing a little bit of that. I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely what I'm gonna be working on.
Yeah, and there's also like I wanted to add some more drawing. Like there's all kind like after looking at it, I was like, oh man, there's stuff, lots of stuff to do to this guy.
Yeah, he's got such a great form, to be honest. Like yesterday I was saying, I really like I look at it and I can really see the weight of his clothes and everything looks like it suits him so well. And I think I also mentioned that's something I've been kind of working on for myself, is trying to add more like outfit stuff to my characters and things.
Right,
I
right.
think it's a work in progress for me, and I kind of noticed that I don't really add a lot of clothes to my characters. I don't like to like overwhelm myself with trying to do like a huge outfit project in every one, but I've been like slowly getting there. So I think I might leave just like the little skull cap and the little sash kind of thing he's got going on, and the loincloth for now, but I think it suits him.
Yeah, I was yours just again, it just looks like he's ready to pounce.
He's
He's
ready for battle.
yeah,
He's gonna fight some toads or something.
ready to go. Um,
He's so squat. Cracks
yeah,
me
he's
up.
got, so does he you think he walks like that? Is that how he
I
walks?
was I was wondering. I don't know, because he could just be like crouching for battle. But I imagine that if he were to stand straight up and take a stroll, I don't think he would be much taller than this. To be perfectly honest, I think this is like a pretty good example of his true height, because he's pretty low to the ground.
Gotcha.
Good for tracking toads through the swamp brush, and hunting snails under rocks. I think is probably predominantly his diet.
Right.
Oh, I
Yeah,
think I promised some hanging moss though, didn't I?
you did. You did. I was wondering where that was going to come in.
All right. I think he probably is the kind of guy that would definitely have like some moss hanging around his shoulders, So I think I'll add some of that there. Let me see.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
looking
also
through.
adding a fur collar to this guy for the
Nice.
colder when it's colder in the mountains, I suppose.
I'm going to use some more of Sam Peterson's brushes. I've got like this cool like texture-y brush, I think
All right,
is
here we
looking
go.
pretty good. And I'm gonna add some texture in here that drapes around his shoulders, and then I'm gonna detail it with a smaller brush, and make it look more like moss. I think that's the plan here. Feels a bit gremlin-y. Yeah, definitely. I realized like when I was adding all the really big ear features and stuff, I was like, this is very reminiscent of Gremlins. But I think Gremlins are awesome, so I'm like totally okay with that. Totally cool with it. Yasunari, welcome in. It's good to see you. Deborah from Brazil, welcome in. Yeah, what's up, Panda? How's it going, girl? Get in here with my Bloco brush. and kind of sharpen the edges of a lot of this.
Okay.
Steve, it's good to see you. Welcome in. I'd like to know how many of you folks in chat are working on goblins at the moment, and what sort of goblin projects you've got going on. Like, how are you interpreting this theme? How's it working out for you? I'm sweating my face off, but I'm good. All right, as long as you're good. Who needs a face, really, from Anna Davis Court? I mean, I'd prefer to have one, but I guess on the grand scale of things, it's not the most important to me. So I could take a break from it, maybe, but I think I'd want it back. I don't know. That's too big an ask without giving me time to prepare a proper answer, Anna. That's a lot of thought I gotta put into that. Steve says, I was having a blast in Shanti's stream. I love InDesign. It's what I've worked with most over the years. Yeah, I was moderating for that stream earlier, and Paul and Shanti are both just a joy. It was really cool to see them streaming together and everything. It was really neat. I love glam rock. So cheesy yet so cool. Yeah, it's very theatrical, isn't it? Are you a glam rock fan at all, Wade?
Yeah, maybe not. I wouldn't say a fan necessarily. Yeah, not a subject I'm very versed on, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way in that, like, I know of some glam rock stuff and
Yeah,
I'm
it's like
into
when I see it. Yeah, when I see it, I know it.
Mm-hmm. Like David Bowie stuff and all
Now,
that.
Yeah.
Bowie and gosh, who's the other guy that was on this? See, this is how you know that I'm not like a religious glam rocker. But it'll come to me. The name will come to me eventually. But yeah, it's definitely a sight to behold, especially when you're not used to like having glam rock in your daily life. Like tuning into a stream where that's all anybody is talking about or working with design wise is definitely eye-opening and eye-catching. It was really fun.
Was that the zine? Was that for the zine?
Yeah. It was
yesterday.
Very cool. Super fun. And it was neat because Shanti was actually working on a second installation of the first zine she did the last time that she was a guest on Adobe Live. So it was like a continuation because I had seen that stream too, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Alright, I think that's all the vine hanging moss type stuff we're going to get for this. I'm going to add a little more depth to the loincloth, and then I think I'm going to call it and start adding some colors.
Yeah, I'm just trying to block out as many of the colors as I can right now.
I was very surprised, as I always am, yesterday by how fast time kind of flew, so I'm trying to be mindful of that today and get as much done as I can.
Right.
Right around the same time as glam rock, we had crazy bands like Parliament and Funkadelic just going nuts on stage with zany costumes too. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Hey, Paso, what's up, Deborah? Alright. Loincloth acquired. I think that's good enough for me. Oh no, I'm pretty sure I promised some highlight on the belly button. That's gotta happen. Can't have a goblin without, like, if his belly is showing, you can't not put highlight on that belly button. It's gotta happen. Boom. There it goes. We're good, guys. Don't worry. I got it covered. All right. It's color time for sure. Let's do this thing. I'm thinking green. Chat, do you have any suggestions for colors for anything in mind? Like, because like I said, I'm gonna make him like a muddy green color, but if you guys have any other suggestions or ideas for like the color of his cap or anything like that, I am open to suggestions. This together.
Yeah, same for mine. If everybody sees anything they want to change or, you know, throw something in, make something different.
I think we're going for like almost the same color green. This is perfect. We definitely are like vibing on the same wavelength right now. It's good stuff. A little bit of blue. Yeah, I could add some blue. Maybe for like his little cloak or his loincloth. I kind of saw the loincloth as being brown, but I am definitely open, like I said, to some different colors and things. I didn't really detail his hands that much, I'm realizing, but I'm just gonna like color things and then I'll start painting in random details any place I feel like it's lacking. I'm really bad about that though, where I'm just like, hands, those are optional, right? I don't think I need them, right?
Yeah, I wind up doing that, leaving scribbles where like, that'll be a hand later.
Yeah.
That'll turn into something.
Exactly. That's where I'm at. My hands are just literal balls of like tangled lines, and I'm like, that's definitely a hand. I can see that hand. Can you see that hand, chat? I can see. I can see it. That's all I got right now.
All right, let's switch brushes.
Is he near water, in the mountains, desert, etc.? I am putting mine in like swampland. So I think that it would be like he's definitely near water. But I feel like no matter what colors I take suggestions for from chat, I'm gonna muddy them a little bit. You know, like they're not gonna be very saturated. They're gonna be pretty nasty colors. No offense to anyone who lives in or around a swamp. I'm not trying to offend any Shreks in the chat if he's watching. Swamps are wonderful. Please. Please don't be mad. Hi guys, I'm drawing with you. I will post it on Behance when I'm done. Awesome.
That's awesome.
Try and post it if you can. Try and post it to Instagram or Twitter too, so we can take a look at it at the end of stream, even if it's just a work in progress, because we're gonna check it out, and I'd love to be able to highlight your work, Ashi. Oh my gosh. Okay, I just like threw the green on the darken blending mode, and it's my favorite thing. That looks dope. And now I'm going in, now that I have like my my base color in, I'm going in with just like regular paint and painting in like details, folds in the skin, and so on.
I'm still trying to block everything out as much as possible.
I do have a bad habit of like jumping ahead, so I may like do a little work on this and then think, maybe I will hide the Slayer for now and go on another tangent. You know, sometimes that happens.
Yeah, I usually pick around the whatever I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, try and build it up, all at one time.
Yeah.
Occasionally the detail bug gets on me and I'm like, no, I don't want to get into details yet.
That's exactly how I am, and I have to stop myself from doing details because I'm really bad about that. Where I just want to like start chipping away and chiseling and sculpting with my brush more than I want to be like doing the little details that still aren't
Right.
in at all. You know, so I have to be like, no, Val, don't do that. Bad idea. Not yet.
Do the same exact thing.
Wade, is the skull a carving on the staff or an actual skull?
Oh, it's supposed to be an actual skull. I just kind of shaped it in.
He says, if carving, it looks awesome. If real, still awesome, but seems a little small compared to his head. Yeah, I think it's definitely a real one. But it could be that this goblin has like a much chunkier head.
Well, yeah, this goblin I decided is played by Warwick Davis. If you guys know who that is.
Yes.
But I mean, that's what it looked like to me. But yeah, I totally see the skull being small. And that's something we can work on if we get time.
Hello, artists. Welcome in, Remy. Hello to you as well. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Are you gonna do some art with us today? Another reminder, everyone is welcome to create with us. If you guys want to use the hashtag Adobe Live Design Off, you can totally share any of your goblin related art that you do along with us on this goblin episode of the Design Off. And towards the end of the stream, I'm going to pull up the Twitter and I'm going to highlight the work that everyone has done in conjunction with the stream, give you guys a little shout out and a little artist spotlight. Hulk's Hidden Sun, I love it. Thanks, Yasunari. Love seeing the color on these guys. It's funny you say that because I consider you to be one of like the masters of color, Anna. If no one has seen Anna Davis Court's art, I mean, I know it's not that no one has seen it. There's probably a lot of fans of hers in the chat. But if you're in the chat and you've never seen Anna's work, you definitely need to check her out because it's phenomenal. What programs did you start with? Need advice for beginning design? I was kind of always a Photoshop gal. I did try Corel Painter for a time, but it just was never for me. It never really computed properly for me. So I've been like since the dawn of like me actually going for art as a career path, it's been Photoshop all the way. What about you, Wade?
I actually played around with the Corel Paint at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And then I completely gave it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was doing a lot of other things at the time, and I was like, oh, I'll get back to this, and I really liked it. But then I'd use Photoshop so much for everything that it just became second nature to do it for drawing and painting.
Yeah.
And then I just went from there. Never went back to Corel after that. I've tried a couple of other things. I think Krita or still is a program.
Yeah, I did actually test Krita like once.
Yeah. Clip Studio Paint, I think it's still called that.
Mm-hmm.
Used that a little bit. But yeah, I've kind of jumped around. I like to try new things. Just to say, you never know when something's going to be like completely change how you work.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to, if I have time, to try new things like that.
That's cool. Yeah, I did a lot of like testing stuff, not really for me personally, like because I thought maybe I would change to something new, but streaming on Twitch, you get a lot of people in that will ask you your opinion on a lot of different things, you know, and so I wanted to be kind of informed on what other people are using so I could give like feedback, but I've never really deviated. Like once I really got to know Photoshop, I was just like, all right, I'm gonna stick with this. Leslie is also complimenting us. She says that these goblins look great. Thank you, Leslie. I appreciate it. Welcome in, Anthony. Yes, I'm late, but glad to catch part 2. Yes, we're glad to have you with us today. Thank you so much for popping in, dude. Are you guys? I know, like we just got like a handful of newcomers just popping into the chat. Are you guys creating anything along with us today? Sam Peterson, Vlada is asking Sam, do you watch all the broadcasts? He says, not all, but I'm here a lot. I'm kind of the same way. I don't watch all the broadcasts that happen because I do have to have time to sleep and eat, but I am here for a lot of them. That Adobe life is very serious. Ooh, somebody's open. I hope you guys can't hear that. Somebody's opening a door close to me. Let me see. I'm gonna make sure Chad Rolfs is an Anna Davis Court fan. Awesome. Everybody should be. Remy says, I haven't your talent. Sorry. Well, this is an excellent way if you're looking to practice, just to dive in and have like kind of an assignment of sorts. I think, you know, just to jump in and work. And we really, really, truly don't care if you are a seasoned artist or if you're a beginner artist. Like, we just really love to kind of connect and see what the community is drawing. This is a no judgment zone when it comes to making art. We encourage all of you folks to try if you want to, you know. And like I said, we're open to seeing work from all different disciplines. Wade and I are painters and illustrators, but if you do animation, or if you're a hand letterer, or if you like to make fonts, or if you're a 3D modeler, even if you're a UI UX designer or a graphic designer, if you want to do something according to the Goblin theme, all of that work is so welcome. In fact, I one of the first episodes of the Design Off that I ever did was with my good friend Panda, who's in the chat today, I think, and we were doing an episode where we took pictures of desserts and we tried to use those desserts to design creatures and characters. And we had somebody who just did hand lettering who came in, and she made like a hand lettering poster that looked like it was dripping ice cream, you know, and that's how she interpreted the chat or the theme. So it's really up to you, and you do not have to be doing art exactly like ours to participate, and you don't have to even be a professional artist to be doing it. This is all just a fun hangout, kind of chilling out at the end of the day, you know, especially for those of you who might have been here for a long time, just to have kind of a fun little art prompt to work on and make new art friends in the chat, you know? Yeah, the dessert challenge, it was super fun. Val and Paul are my besties. Yeah. What's up, Malik? It's good to see you. You're definitely one of our faithful regulars. It's good to see you in the chat. I love the atmosphere you're starting to add to yours, Wade, with the dark background.
Yeah, it got a little dark on me real quick. But
sometimes that happens.
I'm gonna try and salvage it.
Sometimes when I won't lie, I'll say most of the time when I'm drawing, I'll think, you know what, I'm going to do something that I never do. I'm going to use bright colors. I'm going to make something light and fun and airy. And then like 3 hours later, I'm just in black, red, and purple. And I'm like, how did I get here? Why is this happening to me? Just have fun and draw. Exactly, Anthony. You are all welcome. And if some of you would just prefer to kick back and relax at the end of your workday, maybe, and just watch and chat and talk, that's cool too. I love seeing everybody saying hi to each other in the chat. You guys are awesome. I think Adobe Live and the Behance chat is a place where I've made some of my best art friends. To be honest, I feel like we get exposed to so many different kinds of artists from so many different walks of life here, just because the chat is like so international and there's so many different kinds of artists that come here for knowledge, that it's really kind of a cool place to meet people you might not otherwise meet just on your day to day. Speaking of that, I'd love to know where everybody in chat is from. Alex Lazarus is here. Oh no. Call the chat police. This guy is too crazy. Sam, you gotta do something about this dude. Also somebody you guys won't regret following in the chat is Alex Lazarus. He's been on the stream many times. He's definitely kind of Adobe Live regular to streaming. He's a pretty cool dude. He's pretty funny. He's all right, I guess. He's all right. Alex is in Texas. You got people from Seattle. Sam screaming, "Alex, you get out!" You guys are funny. New York, right on. Wee woo, wee woo.
Oh my gosh.
You guys are so great. Oh man. Oh, I love that red you're oh man. Giving him like the kind of hinting at that blood under the skin and everything.
Yeah, I gotta go a little red nose action.
I should think about doing that. I think maybe I might do some of that red around like the bags under my goblin's eyes.
Right.
You know, maybe like some red or some purple. I think I definitely want to do like some subsurface scattering kind of stuff happening in his ears.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that might work. I want to pull up some reference for that actually, because that's not something I ever do.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, I never really do it. I never remember, and then when I do remember, I'm like, that's a lot of work. But I think I'll do it today. Let me see.
Once you start doing it, you kind of have to. It becomes like the lens flare.
The lens flare of painting.
Like, oh no.
That's great.
Gotta add it.
Alright, subsurface scattering ears. I wonder if I could do... Oh, they actually do have, like, subsurface scattering for green surfaces. That's what I want.
What?
That's what I want reference for, because I could do it, I think, well through regular skin tone. But I think I need some reference specifically for green in order to do this well.
What are you using for your reference? Like, how are you finding that?
I typed in, I just Googled subsurface scattering green, and then I found a lot of different 3D models and things that have, like, casting through, like, grapes and leaves and pieces of jade, and things like that. So that might work. I'm gonna look and see on Pinterest if there's any, because sometimes on Pinterest you can find, like, tutorials for that, specifically for like alien skin or something that an artist has made for doing fantasy art. So let's see. Alright, so let's see. I see a tutorial for it for hands, but it's oh, you know what? I bet, it would be cool. No, that probably wouldn't work. I was gonna say I could take an image of like subsurface scattering for regular skin tone and then like hit it with some hue and saturation. Yeah, but it probably wouldn't be the same like light color casting through.
Yeah, you'd probably have to work on it a good bit.
Yeah, so. Let's see. I think I'll look at some of these 3D light studies and see what I can do. think this might work.
I believe in you. You
Thank
can do this.
you. I'm gonna try.
You've got it.
Looks like Vlada's asking who in the chat is a beginner. That is awesome. That's what I like to see. Beginners unite and connect. Learn together. This is also a really great place to find maybe more seasoned artists that do the kind of work that you're interested in. And you can kind of ask them some questions too. A lot of people post general questions in the chat throughout our streams, and I noticed that there's a lot of people that are just hanging out, you know, just watching, who, if they have the time, they sometimes just get in the chat and answer some questions, which I always think is really cool to see. I'm gonna add some like pinkish to this. I don't really know how accurate this is, to be honest. Like, I think I need a lot of practice where this is concerned, but I'm still gonna go for it.
I bet you're gonna surprise yourself. I bet
I'm gonna try.
It's gonna be great.
I'll do my darndest. Sometimes that's the best you can do, right? Is to
Yeah.
attempt it. I tell people a lot. I think that you'd be surprised with yourself if you don't know how to paint something, you don't know how to draw something or model something or design something. If you attempt it and you hate it, that's fine. That happens. Attempt it 2 more times and then look at the examples of those 3 attempts, and I bet you will see some improvement just from the first time you did it to the 3rd time you did it. And so this might be like a first attempt in a long time that I'm doing a lot of this. But if I don't succeed today, I'm gonna try again tomorrow, and I'm gonna keep trying for a little while until I find a good flow for it and figure out how I should do this. Because like you said, it's a really cool thing to start doing, and personally I think it adds a lot more depth and awesomeness to your pieces, especially as like a fantasy artist. It's a pretty cool thing to add some kind of magical, awesome atmosphere to pieces.
Yeah, and here's a little secret. Not every drawing has to be amazing.
Yeah, yeah, right. It's hard to remember that sometimes.
Right. It's like building up. You know, you've done a thing before, you try it again, it gets better. If you stop trying, how are you ever going to get better?
Mm-hmm. Ain't that the truth? Preach it, Wade.
That's all I got.
That's all I got. That's it. Thank you. By the way, thank you both for the horizontal flipping hint. I totally needed that for a project last night. Oh, I'm so glad. I remember when I first started flipping my canvas, constantly, when I finally got that habit down, and oh my goodness, it has improved my work tremendously to do that. It was not always easy to remember, but if you can get that down, it's a great tool. I think I'm gonna make my background dark as well. I think that will do a little bit better to add to like how bright the light is through his ears, and then I can really start playing with like some rim light.
Yeah, I'm definitely adding a rim light if I don't run out of time.
Nice. I'm not as cool and did not like separate my character from the background though, so I have to I'm just gonna like really quickly like color in around him. I hate it when I do that. I always I would say like 90% of the time whenever I'm painting, I will subconsciously, like not on purpose, I will stop using the eraser tool, and I will start using my
Thank you.
brush to sample the background color and paint things out instead of erasing things from my illustration.
Yeah.
And then what I end up with is when I go and kind of merge things into a group or just kind of try to isolate my character, I'm left with like a bunch of white blobs around the edges, or gray blobs depending on what color my background is, and it makes me so mad. Like, I did this again. Bobs and Betty, stay right there. After Val and Wade duke it out in a goblin octagon for some sensational Australian streams. Oh yes, that's right. We do have the Australian streams on Adobe Live after us. So definitely, if you guys are looking for some more content after Wade and I take off, please stay tuned. Show our Australian family some love and support.
All right. Don't know what I'm gonna do with this fur at all.
Maybe Chad has suggestions.
What are we doing, chat? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Please bail me out.
Val lives dangerously by painting on one layer. Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I have like 400 layers and I know where nothing is. And then sometimes it's like one layer and it's, oh my goodness, guys. I was just about to make the joke that I never save. I don't think I've saved this since I began yesterday. Because I left my Photoshop open. Oh my gosh, I have to save this.
I haven't saved since we started, but I did save yesterday.
What's wrong with me? I think this is the longest I've gone on like a really, like, I would say this is a pretty crucial piece, seeing as though we're doing a broadcast for this on Adobe Live. This is the longest I've gone on like an important project where I have not saved. Oh no. Okay, it's saved now. Thank God. Value animal, I know. I'm a monster. I'm so sorry if I just gave anyone weird, like, artist anxiety from that. I've got butterflies in my stomach because I was like, anytime I don't save for a long time and then I realize I haven't saved, instantly my mind is like, my computer's gonna crash right now. That's what I would deserve. And then the whole time I'm saving, I'm like waiting for the little dial in the bottom left corner to just say 100%, like, come on, come on. Please, please, please. Val, why do you do this to me? I don't know, Johanna. I'm so sorry. Genuinely. I feel really bad. Oh yeah, with the dark background, any of the light areas I added to this do look really good. I'm pleased. VooDoo Val is happy. Wish we could automatically save as we go along. Well, if you are using Adobe Fresco, and I think that's why I've been doing a lot worse when it comes to saving regularly, because I use Adobe Fresco all the time, and Adobe Fresco, I never have to save. It saves for me because it's magic. And it even saves, I even have the option, just like I have in the new Photoshop update, I have the option to save to my Creative Cloud and to save on my device. So I finish stuff in Fresco and I never have to save, and then I go turn on my computer, my desktop computer, in my office, and I go to my Creative Cloud files and it's sitting right there with what I painted into it like 5 minutes ago, and it's so convenient. And I can save to my Creative Cloud from, like I said, from my desktop Photoshop as well. But I don't have it set that way by default, because usually if I'm working on my computer, I'm working on client work here, so that I can also have like my Discord open and all that jazz while I'm talking to them, or sharing my screen or something. So I default to share, like, saving my work files on my hard drive. But Fresco spoils me, definitely, because it's so amazing, and I just am like, saving, what's that? I never have to do that. The Adobe art gods do that for me. I never have to do this. You can change the frequency too down to every 5 minutes. Yes, Steve is right. There are actually autosave features too. I just don't have them on by default. Also, we are coming up on having only 10 minutes left. I can't believe it. That is crazy. So I would say maybe we can start winding down in about 5 minutes. And then we will take a look at social media and see what everyone has created. Now would be a good time, even if you folks in chat are creating along with us, but you're not finished with your projects. Now would be an excellent time just to post a work in progress for us. Like I said before, you do not have to have finished work done to share with us and everything. Because, you know, like I said yesterday, me and Wade didn't finish, and today our stuff might not be 100% done. That's totally fine. This is a cool, chill hangout stream. You have no obligations to finish everything 100%. We're just having a good time. So share your works in progress. Let us see kind of what you made with us. I don't know about you, Wade, but it's always a pleasure to see what other people are working on with you. You know, when you're drawing, it makes my day.
I always ask people in my streams to share what they're working on.
Yeah.
I don't know, it motivates me. I don't know if it's completely, selfish, but for me to see other people's work really motivates me to work.
Oh yeah. When people share their art with me while we're doing these design offs or while I'm doing a personal stream or whatever, I always feel like I'm working with my friends. I don't feel like I'm designing or working alone, and it just feels really good. And also, sometimes, man, I am blown away by the fact that, like, some really incredibly talented people and innovative designers have been sitting in the chat the whole time, and I had no idea until they shared their work with me, and I'm like, you've been doing this the whole time? And you didn't tell me? I had no idea that you were here. Thank you. You know, like... It's really cool, and then sometimes it's neat to meet people who are kind of total beginners who they kind of, you know, because when you're a beginner, it can sometimes be really hard to start sharing your work with people. And when beginners share and say like, hey, I'm a beginner, I didn't finish, but, you know, here's what I was working on, it is always super heartening to see folks kind of taking those first steps into the world, into the realm of art, and putting their work on display, and it just makes me feel good.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna color his eyes. Quick chat, give me an eye color. What color should his eyes be?
Oh my gosh. That's looking great. This is the first time I've looked over.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think what really did it was the adding the dark background, because it made his ears kind of pop and made it really look like he's got some light behind him. Kind of putting some like blush of red like between his toes and on his knees and his elbow, around his belly, between his fingers, around his eyes, his nose, his mouth, all that stuff. It's basically like where blood would be really close to the skin, chat. And you can typically, there's a rule that I like to follow, and it doesn't always work depending on what kind of character or creature that you are designing. But generally, if I can do like a little demo real quick, I'm gonna full screen to me real quick. You can generally judge where you need to put certain tones in a face, because on the forehead, your skin is very, very close to bone on the forehead. So generally you can add like a lot of yellow tones into like the top of a character's head. In the middle, you have like a lot of blood points. So you have like your eyes, you have your nose, you have your cheeks, you have like the mouth, and there's a lot of blood directly under the skin. You get a lot of people that blush, everything. So you can generally add like a lot of red colors into the center of the face, and around the jaw area, especially with characters that grow facial hair. You have like a lot of hair under the skin, and so typically you would add like blue tones to that part of the face, because there's a lot of, even if a character is very cleanly shaven, there's the hair under the skin tends to look kind of blue, even if they have very light colored hair. That's just like the young follicles under the skin are that color, and you can kind of alter that depending on what character you're drawing, because maybe you're painting a purple character, or maybe you're painting a character that doesn't have red blood. Maybe it's like an alien and their blood is a different color. Then you might alter it to be a different way. But I try to follow those general rules when it comes to illustrating and painting, to kind of keep things as close to fact as I can make it. All right, I am going to, oops, I gotta pull up the social media. I'm gonna full screen again, but I'm gonna put your stream up.
Okay.
And then I'm going to pull a window over real quick and go over to Twitter, because I don't want to get cut off, so I gotta be speedy here. I'm gonna go to the hashtag Adobe Live Design Off, and showcase what has been posted, because I know that there's at least a couple of them on Twitter and on Instagram, and give you folks a shout out here for a couple of minutes. I'm gonna check real quick just to make sure everything is family friendly, so I don't show anything uncouth, just in case. But there we go. Yeah, Twitter looks good, and Instagram looks good. Awesome. Thank you guys. Perfect. So the ones that are posted on Instagram are also ones that are posted on Twitter, so I'm just going to show Twitter. So let me pull up my page right here. We got this one from Sam Peterson, our very own Sam Peterson. Did a goblin for us. He says, did a quick little draw along with VooDoo Val and Wade Acuff on their Adobe stream. Goblins are always a fun time. Check that out. This is amazing, Sam. Thank you so much for participating. This is awesome. We also got an animation actually from Malik. Check that out. It's like a little goblin animated, and it looks like he's standing on Jar Jar's head, which is hilarious to me. He's got a red lightsaber in his hand. I love all the patchwork on the skull cap and the blinking eye and the moving cape and all the little dangling trinkets that move around. That is super cool. Thank you very much. And then I think we got this one from Danish, asked yesterday if a stick figure would do. And this is the Goblin Wonk Eye. And he is a stick figure, but he's got sharp little teeth and pointy little ears and it looks like a little makeshift tool or blade in his hand, which I think is hilarious. So thank you very much, Danish Zishan, for posting. I'm going to do a quick refresh real quick. Though I think that is, oh no, here we go. We did get another one. This from Ashi. This is what I'm working on. This is amazing, Ashi. This is so fabulous. Thank you. I'm gonna pop up your work real quick while I refresh the Instagram, just in case there's another that we didn't see on Twitter. No, it's still the same stuff that is on Twitter. Thank you for posting it in both places, though. I really appreciate that. Awesome. So thank you folks so much for joining us. This has been an absolute pleasure. It's been wonderful hanging out with you, Wade, and designing with you. I'm gonna kind of zoom out on my work real quick just so everybody can see. We've got maybe, gosh, 30 seconds left, so we do have to take off, but you guys can follow me on Instagram. I'm VooDoo.Val over on Instagram if you want to check me out. And what is your handle on Instagram, Wade?
It's just Wade Acuff.
Awesome.
My name.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So check us out on Instagram, folks. Thank you so much. I'll be back with more episodes of the Design Off next week, and I can't wait to see you guys there. Stay tuned because our Australian family is coming up next, and we definitely want to support them and show them some love. So we will see you guys later. Adios, everyone.
Bye.